To present the LMGI's 2025 Lifetime Achievement Award, we're thrilled to welcome one of the busiest and most successful producers in the business. His vast list of credits includes such monster hits as Saving Private Ryan, all of Michael Bay's Transformer films, and one we're all dying to see, next year's Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu. Please welcome Ian Bryce.
So bright up here. One of these or a Michael Bay movie? Hi, everybody. Thank you, Rachel. Having done many location-based films, I can't stress enough the importance of the location management and scouting teams. Without their imaginations and resourcefulness, the look of a film's design might take a completely different visual and production direction. I'm a huge fan myself of location filming, and so the importance of the location team is super important to me. It's good to see Edyth again and to see so many friends and colleagues here. It's a testament to the bonds that we create in our wonderful business that we come together today to recognize the location teams, and in this particular case, Edyth. His talent, his eye, and his endless curiosity about the world, whether large or small, the nooks and crannies of that world, recognizable or newly found. I'm proud and privileged to have known and worked with this man who we honor today. Edyth and I have joined forces on multiple larger scale films over the last 20 years. It's been my honor and pleasure to do so. We first met on a small budget film with a famously congenial director, my friend, who we went on to do several other small films with. Edyth and I quickly became friends and colleagues. I spent a lot of time with Edyth as he headed up the location teams on those films, and there were a lot of locations that he had to manage with skill, care, and ultimate professionalism, both domestically and internationally, and usually under quite difficult pressure with very demanding personalities involved. Navigating those courses would be challenging for anyone, and with respect to all present here, Edyth stood out magnificently on all those films. He was quite literally head and shoulders above us. I always felt that Edyth was not only the finest location manager I knew through those years, but he was a connoisseur of professional locations and personal travel. If he wasn't working, he was traveling. That appetite for exploration is in Edyth's blood and made him the perfect partner to lead us to some of the most beautiful, iconic, sensitive, historical, fascinating, and exciting film locations that we were privileged to film together. It was important to Edyth, as to everyone here, that we left those locations and those who owned or controlled them safe in the knowledge that he had done everything required to ensure that future projects could be welcomed there after our departure. Let's take a closer look at Edyth's extraordinary career.
I became a location manager in 1993. I was living in LA, and a friend of mine who was a production manager for London Weekend Television called me and she said, "You're a decent amateur photographer. Can you take some pictures to find out what the director could expect to find in Los Angeles?" I found good options for them, and the director, who turned out to be Paul Greengrass, said, "Hey, these are great. Does this guy want to be the location manager?" I said, "It may have escaped your attention, but I've never done it before." And she goes, details, you'll be fine." I didn't realise that a location manager should get there at the crack of dawn before the caterer. I had no idea what I was doing. Most of what I learned in 30 years of location managing, I learned in the first 2 or 3 days on that project. And then I came to the attention of Bob Kraft, who was the location manager on Pulp Fiction. He was pretty hot at the time. He was getting lots of work offers, so he threw me a few jobs, and I did 4 or 5 low-budget shows. The X-Files was a real great proving ground because it was high-quality television. Every week we were doing something like blowing up a train or working on an oil rig or something like that. So I learned how to do high-quality technical stuff very quickly. And I did 90 episodes. So if you do 90 episodes of anything, you'll get good at it. Easily my favourite show was Kong Skull Island. We scouted Iceland, Australia, Thailand, Vietnam, all over the place. And we shot about a month in Hawaii. When we shot in Vietnam, it's a beautiful country with beautiful people. I was getting paid for it. I couldn't believe my luck. And then Hellboy, I was in Prague for 14 months. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And it was an interesting, complicated show to do, but I had a great time. I did 4 Transformers movies. In Transformers 2, we shot in Egypt and Jordan. You had the pyramids and at Petra. And then in Transformers 4, we shot in Hong Kong and China. You had the Great Wall and all over the place. I'm a closet pyromaniac, yeah. I like the big set-piece action things that we did, for example, especially on Transformers. In Chicago, we shut down Michigan Avenue in the middle of the city, the bridge over the river there. It's great sort of bending the world to your will as best you can. Inception was a very complicated show. Chris Nolan, you know, obviously one of the great filmmakers of our generation, is an exacting taskmaster, and so you've got to be right at the top of your game to meet his expectations. There's a scene where a van has to crash off the roof of a parking garage into the East River in New York. And we were shooting that in LA, of course, that configuration doesn't exist. So we used a bridge in the Port of Long Beach instead, and so we had to work with Caltran, getting them to agree that was a tricky one, but we got it done. To be a location manager, you've got to be a people person. And so you've got to build a team that represents you and the company as best as possible in the outside world. So I enjoyed putting teams together, because some of those films, like Transformers 3, we were filming in about 8 different places at once. I had a team of about 50, 60 people. We were prepping New Mexico, Chicago, Detroit, and Kennedy Space Center in Florida, all at the same time. And so I had to keep an eye on all of those people. And so you've got to build trust with them and encourage them in good habits. When I heard about getting the award, I thought they'd got my name mixed up with somebody else, but turns out it was true. So I'm very humbled by it. I mean, to be selected by your peers is the ultimate compliment. It's nice to be recognised. I feel like I've stood on the shoulders of giants. The people who've worked for me have made me look very good. Be careful what you wish for. I say that jokingly. I mean, the hours are long and the responsibility is great, but it's the... To paraphrase Woody Allen, it's the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
Wow. A few of Ilt's friends also wanted to be part of the presentation.
Hey, Ilt, thanks for everything.
I just want to thank my friend and my mentor for making such a big impact in my life. Love you.
I want to thank you for your knowledge, your guidance, and most importantly, your friendship.
Ilt, thank you so much, and I love you.
So happy for you. It's definitely well deserved.
Here's to 35 years of mutual friendship and support through both good times and bad.
Remember you took me out for a very, very boozy lunch, and you wouldn't give up until I'd finally agreed to open my own service. It was a hell of a hangover, but it was worth it.
I had the pleasure of working with you on Black Panther, so I appreciate the faith and the trust you had for me for that show.
I'm grateful for your many years of friendship. This lobster roll is for you.
Thanks, Ilt. I had to bring the hat out of retirement. Thank you, Ilt. Thank you for everything you did and have done for me. I appreciate you, and congratulations.
Ilt, congratulations on this achievement. You're amazing. Thank you for everything.
Thanks, Ilt.
Ilt is my big homie's big homie. So, like, he's a legend. You're somebody that I look up to. You're somebody that my mentors look up to. Love you, brother.
It has been an honor and a privilege to be a part of the house that Jones built.
Thank you for everything.
If location management were the Avengers, you would be Captain America. Cheers.
My 5 years attending the University of Ilt Jones School of Location Management provided an education beyond our demanding craft of controlled chaos.
Love you, buddy. Congratulations on your big day. Thanks for everything.
Congratulations, Ilt. We are so happy for you.
Ilt, I just heard. Congratulations.
You're a legend. Thank you for all you've done for my career.
My career. And thanks for bringing us together.
Love you.
Love you.
Hey, Ilt. Thank you. You have been a role model to me and many others.
Mr. Jones, congratulations on Lifetime Achievement. If there's one thing I learned from you, the only way to eat a steak is steak on palm. Love ya.
Thank you for everything that you've taught me.
You are the standard I hold other location managers to. It's a very high bar. You're a very tall man.
Thanks for taking me along for the ride. Cheers.
It was an honor to work with you, and thank you for teaching me a lot.
Thank you for all those months on that hillside on Black Panther. I didn't know it then, but I learned a lot about life.
We had some great shows together and a lot of fun.
Thanks, Ilt.
Thank you, Ilt. You have always been the GOAT to me.
It was a masterclass in locations.
In my opinion, there's no one else that's changed the game quite like you have. Much love in your new adventures yet to come.
If I make this shot, Ilt Jones is the greatest of all time.
Ilt, nobody mixed up your face with somebody else. I salute you and thank you profoundly for all of your contributions to our films together and to your extensive body of work everywhere. It is my distinct honor now to present the LMGI Lifetime Achievement Award to a most deserving recipient, Ilt Jones.
Thank you very much. Nice to see so many friendly faces here tonight. Before we go on, I'd like to pay my respects to the Make-A-Wish people. What you do puts everything we do in context, so good on you for your hard work. Thank you so much for this award. To be recognised in this way by a jury of my peers, as it were, means a tremendous amount to me. Given that it comes from the International Guild, news of the award prompted me to reminisce about the adventures I have experienced during my 30 years of location management, especially those encountered overseas. Never in my wildest dreams would I find myself flying to work in the lost city of Petra on a Jordanian Air Force helicopter with Ian. On the other hand, I never imagined getting thrown in jail for accidentally on purpose trespassing on a Bahamian military base while on a scouting assignment. Incidentally, when the producer heard I was in jail, he said, "Great, ask him how big his cell is. We need one for the movie." He was all heart, that guy. I shan't bore you with an interminable catalogue of war stories, but I thought I would share possibly my personal favourite. We were scouting a delta by boat in Thailand, and we started to pass through a mangrove swamp area. The director, lovely as he was getting restless and bored. All of a sudden, he said, pull the boat over, I want to get out and walk around a bit. To which I said, I don't think you can do that. It's a mangrove swamp. The clue's in the name. He replied, nonsense, that's a sandbar over there. So I hesitantly instructed the boat driver to pull over to the sandbar. Whereupon the director stood up, jumped out of the boat and disappeared pretty much up to his thighs in thick, glutinous mud. Cue literally hysterical laughter from those of us in the boat. We would have pulled him out sooner, but for about 30 minutes, every time we tried, we dissolved into paroxysms of uncontrollable laughter. The director found this somewhat entertaining for about the first minute or so, but thereafter had a sense of humour failure, which only made us laugh even more. I never previously knew what it meant to laugh until one's ribs ache, but I do now. I could go on, because if you do this job long enough, you build up an impressive list of snafus, but I won't in case the LMGI withdraws this award on the grounds of incompetence. This job has given me a tremendous amount, including exciting travel to all corners of the globe. Can a globe have corners? I'll have to check that out. But the best thing it's given me is the opportunity to meet and work with a galaxy of remarkable individuals, and I'm delighted to see some of them nominated in various categories here tonight. Thank you all who've come from far and wide to be here. Without their efforts, I wouldn't be standing here tonight. As I said in that clip, I truly stood on the shoulder of giants while they laboured in obscurity. So to them, I'm eternally grateful. It would be remiss of me not to thank two people chiefly responsible for my career. Again, as mentioned in the clip, firstly, Alison Malone, a UK-based production manager and friend who took an insane leap of faith in giving me my first job when I knew literally nothing about location managing. Also, I'd like to thank Bob Kraft, who also took a chance on me when I was still a novice location manager. He kindly purports to have seen something in me which led him to recommend me for the job after job in the early days of my career, until I'd built up my own producer client base. Most of all, a big thank you to the LMGI, to John Rakich, Nancy Haker, and all of those involved in putting on this lovely event. Again, thank you very much for this wonderful award. I'm very proud to receive it.